Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, every place. We're trying to share this idea about the Commonwealth. And today I might hit you a little bit hard. So call anybody, make sure you share this, talk to them. If you're watching it, watch it in a group because I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm going to say this a couple times before I get into it, but some of this may be shocking. Some of it you may or may not believe. I believe people should do their own research, but I at least want to wake you up so that you can start to research. I'm Dr. Martin Williams. I'm the Dreamkeeper, and I understand the dream that I would like for all of us to keep. And that dream is living our own life and obeying our own reason for being here and serving one another, serving humanity in an amazing way that we leave a legacy. That's the dream in my head, in my heart. And I say, what I desire for me and my family, I desire for everyone. I don't want anyone to be left out of these opportunities. So what am I trying to sort of delay? Here's what I want to talk about today. Connection is currency. Our connection is really currency. It turns into money. It turns into safety. It turns into peace, because there is a real cost to be disconnected, a real cost if we're disconnected. So when we start talking about the Commonwealth, it really thrives where people and families and systems are connected with purpose. Disconnection changes everything. It drains our prosperity. It cuts down our relationships, our longevity, our heritage that we want to leave. So I want us to talk about that today. Now, so maybe, let's see, I'm trying to think. I have an outline, and I'm sort of trying to make sure I don't say something out of step with this outline, because I thought a lot about it. But I want to give you something right up front. Can I give you something right up front? Okay, I'm going to go to my phone here. I want to share something with you that's very, very, very important. Okay, are you listening? You can look this up. You can go to Google, you can go to Safari, you can anywhere. It's all over the world. Here's what happened. Just reading it to you. Here's what happened at the World Organization Forum, the WEF, the World Organizational Forum in 2016. In 2016, there was a prediction made at the World Economic Forum. These are all the world economics, billionaires, people who set up all the systems all over the planet. And here's what they predicted for the year 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 years away from this prediction. Hang on to your hat. Here's what they predicted. They predicted that by the year 2030, you would own nothing and be happy. For everybody in the back row, the World Economic Forum, you look it up, predicted that by the year 2030, 90 to 95% of us on the planet would own nothing and be happy. It's all over the internet. You can find it everywhere. You would own nothing and be happy about it, living your life. Then there was a book that was written. And you got to look up this book. It's on Amazon. I know you can't see my phone. I mean, I know you probably can't see this, and my editor is probably going to be like, "What is he doing?" I'm just telling you, we have to talk about what it will cost us if we do not form a commonwealth and take this seriously. All their systems are in place to make sure we have nothing. So Carol Roth wrote a book. The title of her book was You Will Own, and it says a house, a car, a business, stocks, your life. And she scratched all of those out. All of them. She scratched them out. She is saying you will not own a house. You will not own a car. You will not own a business. You will not own stocks. You will not own your own life. And her subtitle is Your War with the New Financial World Order and How to Fight Back. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. I'm trying to make you aware that disconnection will cost us our lives. The separations that we have. Is your heart beating, or are your eyes open, or are you just happy-go-lucky and you really think the people around you, the systems around you, are built for you? They are not built for you. They are built for the 1%ers. They're built for the people who will control the world. And now with AI, now with the internet, now with all these opportunities, billionaires are being created every moment. They're buying every system, and we don't own many of them. Listen to me. Listen to me. You have to wake up now. I mean, when people and families and institutions and communities are disconnected, wealth leaks out. We don't have anything that we own. Wealth leaks out. Opportunities get missed. Legacy is lost for your children, your grandchildren. But when we unite around a vision, a structure, a shared responsibility, we build something that lasts. And that's why today we have to have this conversation. Say it with me. Disconnection will cost us. Disconnection will cost us, and it will cost us big, huge. So now, when we start talking about disconnection, we have to understand a few things about disconnection. And I'm going to put this back so that I know what my time is that I'm on today. Right. I want to make sure that I stay with what I'm supposed to stay with today. Sorry for the interruption of my phone, but did you look it up? Pause the video if you need to and look up the World Economic Forum. They told us what's getting ready to happen, and we need to be aware of it. We need to be aware of it. Now, here's the first thing I want to say. If we start talking about this in all earnest, we have to understand that disconnection does something that's very important. It drains us. It's a drain. It literally sucks the life out of us because all of us are standing alone. All of us are walking by ourselves. All of us are trying to figure it out. And then we make everybody around us as an enemy. When I make everybody around me as an enemy, and it's just me, my wife and my children and my grandchildren, I'm standing alone on an island. I become easy prey for those who want to take advantage of me financially. So when families don't talk, wealth dies. When families don't talk, wealth dies and generations die. When communities don't collaborate, money flows out. We have no systems that cause that money to stay with us. Am I making sense? When the community doesn't come together, the money goes out to other communities who have systems. So when organizations don't share, they compete instead of cooperate. And we're living in that place right now where there's so much competition, there's not a whole lot of collaboration. I love the story in my favorite book that talks about the power of collaboration. I get all my basic lessons from the Bible. I learn economics. I learn how to build my family. I learn health. I learn everything. And I'm realizing that most books are written from principles found in the great book, right? So I learned this whole story of the Tower of Babel. People decided we're going to go to heaven. We're going to be just like God, and we're going to build this stairway, this tower to heaven. God disrupted them. I mean, the creator of all things disrupted them. He gave them tons of languages so that they could no longer communicate and collaborate. The creator interrupted feeble men and women and made sure they could no longer communicate, because if they could keep talking to one another, they could build a stairway, a tower to heaven. That's Genesis 11, by the way. Now, how powerful were they then? How powerful were they? The calling on their life was to stay on earth, but they're thinking they're going to go into the heavens. And God disrupted them, which means, which asks the question, and I don't know. Did God believe they could do it? Did he believe they could do it because of their collaboration? I believe he knew originally that collaboration was powerful, but he did not want them to collaborate going away from Earth. He wanted them to collaborate building a great society on Earth. That's how powerful unity is. Unity is so powerful, you cannot stop it from buying anything. You can't stop it from building anything. We have to understand that communities can recycle their dollars. Communities can recycle their dollars. And there are communities where the dollar doesn't stay there more than 6 hours on Friday. That when they get paid, in a matter of 6 hours, that money leaves their community to insurance policies, groceries, buying cars, buying houses, dentists. I mean, you name it. Everything goes out because there are no systems within the society. Is there anybody getting excited about this? Or are you interested in 5 years of not having anything that you can pass on? I have no interest in doing that. Is your heart pumping yet? Look at your children. Look at your neighborhood. Look at your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad. Look at your nieces and nephews and understand that in 5 years, there is a world plan that you will have nothing to pass on to them. That is the plan. Martin, you're just trying to frighten us. If I could frighten you, I would. I would do anything that you could finally see that when they separate me from you by skin color, when they separate me from you by financials, we separate me from you economically, we separate me from you in the communities we live in, and the languages that we speak, and the food that we eat. That breaks down the collective. The Commonwealth doesn't care what color your skin is, who you vote for. It doesn't care about any of that. It is purely economic. We have to think economically, because in less than a third of a generation, there has been a plan since 2016 that is working to separate us and make sure we have nothing. You're going to rent your house, rent your car, rent your phone, rent your food, rent your everything that makes someone else wealthy. And in those systems, they can take your rent up. They can move you out of the house. They can take away your insurance policies. They can make sure your children can't go to school. Why? Because they own the systems. You better come over here. You better get on this side of this thing, or you could be left behind. Now, number two, do you understand what I'm saying? Point number one is disconnection is a drain. Point number two that I want to make sure you understand is that connection multiplies every connected family. Every connected family gets to build wealth. When we have connection, it multiplies everything. When I connect with another family, it multiplies everything. 1 oxen can pull 1,000 pounds. 2 oxen can pull 3,000 to 5,000, depending upon their age and their strength. 1 can pull 1,000. 2 can pull between 3 and 5. It multiplies. It didn't add. It didn't say 1 can pull 1,000. That's not the science. 1 can pull 1,000 and 2 can pull 2,000. No. 1 can pull 1,000, 2 can pull at least 3, could be up to 5, depending upon how long they've been pulling together, what is their systematic thing that they've put together, how old they are, how mature they are. Do you understand what I'm saying? Connection multiplies everything. Connected families build trust funds. I got $1, you got $1. We go to get a loan. I got $1, I can borrow 100. You got $1, we put it together as $200, we can borrow $300. This is a mechanism for change. So we have to connect. We have to connect. Why? Because connection multiplies everything. Connecting entrepreneurs creates supply chains. You got 2 entrepreneurs come together. you can do some stuff because now you're building a chain. And if you can get other people to join that, now you have a community that can do something amazing. Connecting with leaders builds movements that doesn't stop when the leader dies. If there's a movement in a church, it doesn't stop when the pastor dies. If there's a movement in a business system, ecosystem, it doesn't die when the leader dies. It just keeps growing. It keeps expanding. It picks leaders. It raises up people who can help the commonwealth. Economics plus ecosystem equals endurance. When we have economics and we build a system around those economic things that we have, it means endurance. It doesn't die when the leader dies. It continues to grow. So we have to think like Apple. We have to think like Amazon. We even have to think like the Black Panther movement. We have to think about these movements that last for generations. Success became in these organizations because there was a system behind the person leading it. We have to build these systems. They're very important to build, and they have to be built now.